Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now January 25th of 2021, and ever since the very end of The Mandalorian Season 2, a lot of fans around the world have been very intrigued and curious about the future of the Star Wars franchise by Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, George Lucas, you name it, and exactly what they have in store for the future of the franchise. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about the new Star Wars universe is that we have George, John, and Dave all dedicated to really bringing in a lot of Star Wars Legends material, which, by the way, is exactly their major plan to really make the hardcore fans come back into play here within the Star Wars community, so that's a good start. They already had a head start with Luke coming back into the mix in full Legends style, taking on those Dark Troopers at the very end of Season 2, so that was amazing. Everything related to what they have planned is really looking very bright. There is one show, however, and that is Star Wars The Acolyte. Now, everything related to The Acolyte and, Leslie Headland and Kathleen Kennedy, Brie Larson we've been talking about, it's been a very big mess. In fact, it's been probably a bigger mess than what was happening behind the scenes for The Rise of Skywalker when Kathleen Kennedy was deleting so many scenes on and off and putting new ones in there. So, once we actually focus on this show, obviously a lot of fans are very much skeptical about it, they're very worried about it, because it could very well create yet another backlash within the Star Wars fandom against the actual Star Wars franchise itself. Now, with that being said, of course, with The Mandalorian Season 3 now currently in development, Disney and Lucasfilm are primarily focused on their new Star Wars projects for their universe. It's described, however, that behind the scenes, actress Brie Larson recently lost more screen time for the Leslie Headland Star Wars TV series, of course, that is actually dubbed as The Acolyte, since Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy decided to go against her promises made with George Lucas to keep regulations intact. Now, this led to Disney CEO Bob Chapek to step in and allow more regulations to the show to be made by George Lucas that would balance the TV series where Larson, who was said to play Maeve in the show, now will be a focus over the course of only 6 episodes out of 12 in Star Wars The Acolyte and is no longer considered the absolute main character and will be a part of an ensemble cast. Now, aside from all of this, over to actor Hayden Christensen. Additionally, aside from all of this is, of course, when it comes to the Kenobi TV series. Now, actor Hayden Christensen recently took part in an interview where he was able to drop some exciting details about his involvement with Star Wars, stating that fans can be ready to see more of his face in a very horrific way in the Kenobi TV show, and that he believes it will frighten the Star Wars fandom. Hayden continued to unveil that fans can expect some modifications to Darth Vader's suit, and that he is very excited to show fans the new design once the series releases in 2022. Now, let's stop right here for a moment before we actually move on, because this is a very interesting transition. Now, focusing on Brie Larson, obviously, the fact that she has now dwindled down to only having 6 episodes out of 12 episodes for the Acolyte TV series and is no longer considered the actual main character, and that they're focusing more so on an ensemble cast, kind of like what we see in movies like The Avengers and stuff around those lines, where you don't necessarily have a main character, right? You don't have one character that you're only focusing on. So this is a very interesting change-up that they're doing because of all the rewrites that are taking place and new regulations that are being put into place by George Lucas. The other thing is that we also have a scenario right now where Hayden Christensen is actually getting ready to begin filming as Anakin / Darth Vader. Many modifications are going to be made to Darth Vader's suit. Now, a lot of fans out there probably are going to be a little bit worried about that, on whether or not these modifications to Darth Vader's suit is going to be drastic or minor. I think it's going to be minor, to tell you guys the truth. I don't think that they're going to give us an entirely different version of Darth Vader's suit. I really doubt that. But the modifications that Hayden Christensen unveiled that will be a part of the Kenobi TV series is going to be obviously a way for Disney to, pretty obvious, to actually sell more merchandise for Darth Vader and to differentiate him from the movies and even Rogue One, a Star Wars Stories spin-off film. Given that we have George, John, and Dave really trying to do unique and original things, I'm all for the modifications of Vader's suit as long as it's minor. If it stays minor, that's fine. If it's going to be a major upgrade to where you can't even recognize Vader, then we have a problem, right? Now, with Brie Larson, obviously, we've talked about this before in the past. She's very overly demanding as an actress. In fact, there's a lot of, cast and crew members, a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that really just does not get along with Brie Larson, so I could see as to why she was dwindled down to 6 episodes as the character of Maeve in the Acolyte TV series for Disney+. Obviously, they want to make sure that they can focus on multiple characters instead of just her character alone. So they're still aiming to get this thing done by 2022. They want this thing on Disney Plus by next year. I just don't think they're going to make it. I really don't. I think that we're going to see a delay. We're going to see a lot of problems, even more in the near future, but that's just my, overall, vision here of what's happening with the Acolyte. I believe, and I do, that there will be more delays ahead. So, like I've said before in the past, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.